So before I get into the bulk of the video, I want to encourage everybody to like, share, and subscribe. So, oh, and don't forget to ring that bell. Moving into the bulk of the video, I just watched, well, today's video was supposed to be on the state of the Giants. I was going to do something like that, especially after the Leonard Williams trade, and I was at work, so I didn't have the opportunity to record and get something up. But I just watched a certain Giants YouTuber, and I'm not talking about Bad Dog, and I'm not talking about Entertainer, and I'm not talking about Compizzle, and I'm not talking about Mike Too Nice. So you kind of fill in the blanks there. A certain Giants YouTuber who acts like an airhead on camera. I don't know if he is on or off. From what I know, he is. But hey, I got to meet somebody to make that full judgment. He does not understand the 3-4 scheme. For people who don't understand the 3-4 scheme and what the down linemen in the 3-4 scheme are supposed to do, and I'm not talking about outside linebackers. I'm not talking about the Lorenzo Carters, and I'm not talking about the Marcus Goldens. I'm talking about the B.J. Hills, the Delvin Tomlinsons, the Dexter Lawrences of the world. Your down linemen in a 3-4 scheme. Their job is to occupy space, clog running lanes, and push the pocket on passing downs. So the defensive ends have the time to get around the edge and sack the quarterback. I'm not saying these guys can't sack the quarterback. They do. But that is not their main purpose. The guys behind them, they have all the pressure. Those are the guys that are coming to make the play. These guys basically just occupy space and push the pocket. That is their job. So when somebody sits there and bases Leonard Williams' stats on where he was drafted and takes it at face value, you don't understand the 3-4 scheme. And I'm not going to sit there and make the claim that Leonard Williams is a bust or not, because you know what? I do not know. But understanding that draft year, Leonard Williams sounded like the next Aaron Donald to me. And he didn't live up to that. So yes, if you want to call him a bust for that, no. But understand this, Leonard Williams is still better than every down lineman currently on this roster. There's not anybody better. Everybody on this roster that's a down lineman has pretty much 7 QB pressures. Leonard Williams has double of each and every one of them. He is a better player. So if you're going to sit there and judge his stats on face value, you are not a very good fan because you do not understand the 3-4 scheme. And a lot of people say, oh, well, we want to change from the 3-4 to the 4-3. I liked it better. Then you don't know your Giants history because some of the best Giants teams were a 3-4 scheme. And I'm talking about the teams of the 80s and the early 90s. That was a 3-4 scheme. We're talking about great players like Gary Reasons, Pepper Johnson, Harry Carson, Brad Van Pelt, Lawrence Taylor, and no one can forget Carl Banks. If they didn't have a Leonard Marshall in front of them, they're not having the same success. The 3-4 scheme, to me, is a more athletic scheme than a 4-3. Not to take anything away from the 4-3. It's still a solid defense. But the way offenses scheme nowadays, I like the 3-4 better because you have more athletes on the field. But you still have the big muscular guys in the middle to get home and or push the pocket and or clog those running lanes or push the pocket and allow your guys, your athletic guys from the edge to get to the quarterback. And this is just the basis of a 3-4 scheme. There's more to go into it. It's a complicated scheme. But to sit there and say the Giants won or lost this trade, one, it's too soon to tell, and two, you don't know the 3-4 scheme. A lot of these guys want to go back to the 4-3, and it's not happening. So get that out of your head right now. We currently have the personnel for a 3-4. There is no going back to a 4-3. Unless you want more roster turnover. And quite frankly, I'm done with it. And you know what this also means? It also means that Janoris Jenkins is probably gone. Because we need a little bit more push in that pocket, a little bit more pass rush around the edge. Because we're going to start going to some younger players here. We're going to give Corey Ballentine a shot on the outside. We're going to give Sam Beal. And they are not right now the same player as Janoris Jenkins. Janoris Jenkins is probably gone. And we're probably going to recoup that third-round pick. Either way, it's been one giant rebuttal. Please like and subscribe and go Big Blue.